This one really sucks. Yeah, this one really sucks. Oh, whoops, I didn't eat the carrots. Oh well. This run sucks anyway. Well, that was a interesting start. Whoops. Alright, so yesterday, started this run with WX. I guess I forgot to mention yesterday, this is my first time playing WX since the beginning of the game, I guess, since the first time I started playing. So it's kind of weird for me. But so far it's going okay. This run's been going fine, except for the fact that I could never get myself a walking cane. I forgot how many McTusks I actually ended up killing. I think it was at least 5 or 6? I know there was like 5 or 6 on one map, actually. But anyway, we're on Archipelago now, so... as always, just pick up as much as you can from your immediate surroundings. And then make your way to the edge of the map and begin exploring the edges. This map especially is extremely important in terms of how well you explore. If you explore really well, then you can do really well on this map. If you don't explore well, then you're going to do really poorly, I think. And the reasons for that is because every single island on this map is separated by wormholes. If you can't find the wormholes properly, then you can't proceed to the next part of the map. Every time you enter a wormhole, in general, there's going to be a thing on the other side. I also don't have a miner hat. So basically, every wormhole is going to be really essential to completing the map. I'm going to need to make a miner hat and a bug net on this map. It's very strange because I put off researching like anything, everything, for a majority of this run so far, and the reason for that is because I expected to get a walking cane. This has been the first episode in... is this episode 8 or 9? I can't remember now. But either way, it's been the first episode since the beginning of the series that I haven't been able to get a walking cane. And it's purely because of bad RNG, because usually when I do one of these runs, I don't kill nearly as many as like 6+ McTusks. I believe the drop rate is only 25%, but it's usually more than enough to actually get a walking cane. And 25% move speed that you get from the walking cane is actually really essential to completing the maps very quickly. So this map is going to take a little longer than a regular run here. But should be completed regardless. Should be no problem. A lot of food lying around. I'm going to start grabbing the food, as in this stuff. I'm going to need some pig skin, most likely. Oh, I have pig skin. Okay, never mind. I brought the pig skin because I had no good items to bring. I brought the pig skin. Alright, so with the pig skin, I'm kind of still lost, just starting the run again. Making armor is a really good idea on this map because you're going to be walking through a lot of dangerous areas, and on top of that, you're also going to be lowering your sanity a lot. And the reason that's significant is because when you lower your sanity, you're probably going to fight shadow creatures in the near future. Good thing to note is that if you see stuff on the ground, most likely something killed it. That's just how it works. So be careful when you're picking stuff up when it's on the ground, because it's probably there for a reason. I'm going to shovel up these mushrooms because they're actually going to be really useful to me. Blue and green mushrooms will appear in the marsh biome, so you don't have to worry about shoveling up a red mushroom, although it is a good idea to check. It's mostly blue mushrooms, as you can see. Alright, so we got one wormhole on the map already. I'm just going to keep going. Exploring the edges of the world first is usually a good idea. That's 2 wormholes. We might end up with a strange archipelago map again, like one of the previous runs, where there are 5 wormholes on this first island that you're on. Also, a good thing to note is that on the first island, there are no things, so you don't have to worry about using your divining rod. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I did not expect that to be dead end there. Alright, so Nightfall is coming. I gotta get away from these spiders as much as I can. And because I have decent sanity now, I might be able to flicker through this without too much trouble. Wow, I'm getting hit a lot. It sucks. That's why you need armor. I'm not gonna flicker though, because it actually didn't seem like my sanity was that high, now that I think about it. It's really easy to recover sanity on WX, just because of how the gears work for him. This is like a winter strategy. You're supposed to do this on a winter map, but I'm doing this to preserve my sanity as much as I can. I'm trying to play this as if I were another character. So basically, I'm trying to play this as if the first map is absolute hell for me, which it was. It was a really horrible map. The first map was a cold reception. But every subsequent map, as long as you can get gears, becomes incredibly easy. When you're moving through the marsh biome, if you just keep moving, you're not going to get hit. But if you stop for any reason, like lighting stuff on fire, or hitting something, or picking something up, or eating something, there is a chance that the tentacle could be able to hit you, which is what happened last time. Night is quite long on this map, so you just gotta be aware of that. Just gotta be really careful. Even though nighttime is really long, oh, this is kind of bad, isn't it? Strength medium. So there's something on this side, across the water. Even though nighttime is really long, you could flicker and only use up about 30 to 40% of your torch. Maybe less, maybe like 20 to 30% if you're really careful. But I was using a less sanity-based technique, I guess. Just burning stuff. I'm gonna try and pick up as many mushrooms as I can. Mushrooms are really useful for healing yourself. Again, I'm gonna pretend I'm not WX. Pretend I can't eat gears. Alright, so just looking at the map now, so far it looks like a regular archipelago map where you have 2 wormholes on the first area. But we'll see what ends up happening once I fill out the middle sections. This is why this map is really time-consuming, in most cases. In most cases, it's really time-consuming. It takes like 6, 7, 8 days, maybe longer if you're a bit slow at the game. But it ends up paying off. If you do it well, you'll be able to do fine on it. Get a lot of items as well. I'm going to be looking for the miner hat, so I need to make a bug net, which is what the silk is for. Get some important stuff for the next map. Some essential stuff for the next map. Want to always have a bug net. Want to always have fireflies and a miner hat. You could technically finish Darkness, the last map, without any of that stuff, but it's more convenient to actually have that stuff and have a lot of it available. For this map, there really isn't that much. Except for managing sanity and exploring. Those are the two main things for Archipelago that you need to keep in mind. So, a lot of dead things. It means that there are tentacles nearby. Usually. Unless you see like a tentacle spike. If there's a tentacle spike, then the tentacle died, and something else killed it, so you don't have to worry about a tentacle popping out on you. You don't need all this meat. Fish, I should say. Fish expires quite quickly, but you can eat it without cooking it. That's the perk of having fish. It's like sushi, or sashimi. It's also a waste if you keep on eating when you're full. Don't overeat. The meat that I brought over was for sustain, cooking it to give me cooked meat, and also for the hambat. But I found a tentacle spike early, and I think with the tentacle spike I should be fine on this map. The handbat is better than the tentacle spike in adventure mode in almost every scenario, because the handbat rarely decays to the point where it's going to be weaker than a tentacle spike. Tentacle spike sits at 51 damage per hit. I believe the handbat is 61 or 58. I'd have to double check that, but it's based on how far it decays, the overall power of the handbat. So, because you don't really you don't really survive on each map for very long. You spend like 5 days on average on every map in adventure mode. So it's never going to decay to the point where it's going to be super weak. There's a lot of spiders here. The tentacle targeted me because I walk up and down. I normally want to avoid that. So unless there are, 3 more wormholes in these dark spots, it should be a 2 wormhole initial island, but I need to be really thorough. The reason why I couldn't check it before was because it was blocked by a fence of spiders. It still kind of is. There are just so many spiders there. Yeah, there's probably nothing there. But I have to check. Damn it, I have to check anyway. I think there's something there because I can somewhat see it, but you really need to check just to make sure. I'm walking through this because at dusk, almost all the spiders, that thing disappeared. Almost all the spiders will appear out of their dens. So if you see a bunch of spiders on the outside, then chances are it's safe to walk over the creek. You just get slowed. Being thorough with your exploration, it may seem tedious and annoying, but it will pay off, in the long run. The marsh biome is a very scary place, but it's also a very good source of food. Think of it as a source of food. Don't think of it as a scary place. Alright, so I'm about to leave the first island. This is where I have to choose correctly. And by choose correctly, I mean I need to get good RNG with my choice, I guess. Because you don't know which wormhole is going to lead you to where you want to go. If the wormhole leads me to a location where I don't want to go, then I'm going to have to backtrack, which results in more depleted sanity and time wasted. I have enough mushrooms, so I'm just going to burn it for a light. At nighttime like this, it's usually not a good idea to go through a wormhole, because you don't know what's on the other side. You want to make your decisions based on your immediate vision, how much vision you have right away. And because I have no vision and no information about the area on the other side of the wormhole, then I can't really make a good decision. I can't make an informed decision about whether or not I'm going to walk into something dangerous or not. So I'm just going to stick around these mosquitoes and let them try and sting me for a bit. Sanity is depleting like crazy, but that is Archipelago. You're walking around things with insanity auras. You're going to go through wormholes. Just a lot of insanity to go around on this map. It's always stuff to burn. Burn the plants in the pond. You burn the trees, you can burn the houses, but if the worms are inside, then the worms come out and try and kill you. So be careful with that. The bigger the object, the longer it burns. Something to keep in mind, especially for the winter maps. You use like 2% fuel to burn something, and then it lasts for a longer period of time if you're burning something big. So I'm gonna go through this wormhole, and I hope it's not the wooden thing. Okay, well I got bees right away, that's fun. I got a signal right away too, but it's not safe to feel. It's not safe basically to think that I went to the right spot because everything gives off a signal. So this is a new area. It's a new island. You want to do the same thing as last time, just explore along the edges. I guess since I'm out of combat, I'm going to regen my sanity a bit. Oh, I did go in the right direction. This is the ring thing. So the way this kind of archipelago works, this generation, this version of archipelago works, is every island will have 2 wormholes on it, maybe 3. And on these islands, you usually go from one wormhole to another, and that wormhole leads you to a sequence of other wormholes on different islands. And with each island, you get one thing. Eventually, you'll find your way to the wooden thing, which, because I got the ring thing on this one, through this wormhole, this one, there's a very good chance that this is going to be the wooden thing. So, you can consider this a success. But it was RNG. RNG really dictated what ended up happening there, choosing the correct one by chance. So the killer bees are really dangerous. If you walk near them, they release a bunch of killer bees, the beehives do. So I guess I should explore. You want to fill in everything as much as you can. That is the thing with Archipelago. There could be wormholes in this dark area, and you wouldn't know if you don't explore. If you miss the wormhole, you can't finish the map. I think I said that already. Clear the inventory a little bit. Shadow creatures will trigger the spiders on their nests if the shadow creatures walk over it. So it's another reason why low sanity is dangerous, especially on a map with a lot of dusk. If the spiders don't already leave the nest, which not all of them do, the shadow creatures could trigger them if your sanity's low. So I think there's something over here. Of course I can't reach it yet, but it's just something to keep in mind if I do end up warping through a wormhole on to my left. Alright, so I found a pretty clear spot to go through with the bees. Never lasts for too long though, because there are just so many beehives. But just gotta go through anyway. It's inevitable. I guess there's a chance for there to be two things on this island, but it's very low. I'd say very, very, very low, to the point where it probably wasn't even worth mentioning that it could happen. Because then people say, people blame stuff, blame like, oh, well, this very, very edge chance of something happening could have happened to me, and yeah, might as well not make excuses. And don't starve. If you understand the game well enough, then you'll know that the RNG aspects you can control really well. There's almost nothing in the game that you can't either control or find a way to resolve it, even if it is bad RNG. Like not having a walking cane. Can't really do much about that now. All the winter maps have been completed, so I can't get a walking cane anymore, unless it's generated from a set piece. Alright, I'm gonna explore the forest first. I'd rather not walk through the beehives. There's a chance that the wormhole that I'm looking for is through the beehives, but I'd rather look in a more safe area first, just to make sure that it's here somewhere, and I don't need to go through that dangerous area to find it. That is the perk with WX. He doesn't care about stale food, so by all means, eat it. Signal's getting stronger, but it still should be across the map on a different island. Careful when you walk near spiders, you will aggro them when you get near them. They also have an insanity aura, which will add up if you stay near them for too long. Force the spiders and the bees to fight. The spiders won't trigger the beehives, but you can trigger the beehives for them and then cause them to fight afterwards. So if I leave the bees here, the spiders should end up fighting them. Alright, so the wormhole I'm looking for is probably in here. If there is no wormhole, then I have to go through here. And go back through the other wormhole. So this is why this map... Oh, there we go. This is why this map is heavily based on sanity and understanding ways to recover sanity if you ever lose it. I'm going to drop a campfire here. Walking through this area at nighttime is extremely dangerous. Well, I don't recommend you ever stopping for any reason if you don't have to. This is a pretty good reason, because you're in the killer bee area. The killer bee area is very, very annoying to go through. But if you do stop, you might as well do something with your time. So cooking stuff, eating is a good use of time. Picking up everything from the immediate surrounding that you dropped your campfire at. Also, just to add on to that, if you see an area with a lot of resources that you can farm, it's better to drop the campfire near there because you have more to do at night. have a lot of items. I might as well cook these, because if you eat them raw, you lose sanity. So I'll be looking to eat the fish first, probably the meat second, which means that this is probably going to go bad. Oh well. Pre-build your campfire once you drop one. It's always a good idea to pre-build fires. Pre-building items is just really important, especially in adventure mode, because the pre-built item actually carries over from map to map, and your items don't. So it's like you're bringing another item over to another map, basically. That one's a little too narrow to go through safely anyway, without a walking cane. The walking cane I would have gone for it, but no walking cane. I mentioned that the wooden thing is probably through the other area. There's actually a chance that the wooden thing is in a location that I didn't expect. I probably would have expected it to be immediately after this wormhole, but there's a chance that it's not there. Or there's a chance that I'm going to run into more wormholes on the next island that this one leads to, which will lead to subsequent islands that are not the wooden thing. Because right now, I've explored almost the entire area here, and I haven't found the second wormhole that usually comes with the island. Gotta make sure though, I have to check every little dark area if I can. Picking up petals restores 5 sanity, so in this area, even though it's a really dangerous area, there are some benefits. A very good area to restore your sanity in. Just don't pay too much health to do so. Alright, so this is one of those maps. Unexpectedly, there is only one wormhole on this island. It's the one I came from. So that means most likely the scenario is going to be go through the island, go through the second wormhole, and then reach another island. The wooden thing could be there, and if it is there, then I have to find more wormholes to go through. So there's going to be a lot of sanity loss involved because you're going through multiple wormholes to reach the areas that you need to go to, and then you're going to have to go back through the wormholes to reach the wooden thing. So what I'm hoping for is the wooden thing to actually be in an area through a lot of wormholes, so I don't have to go through the wormholes again. This is the desert biome, which has a lot of cacti. If I were playing any other character, this is where you would want to camp out a little bit. By camp out, I mean just explore more thoroughly and gather items a bit more. I don't mean like making a base. You don't want to make a base on adventure mode. The reason why you want to camp out is because of these cactus flesh. If you cook cactus flesh, you recover 15 sanity from each. So you nullify the effects of a wormhole. So basically think of it this way. Every cactus that you pick and eat, after cooking it of course, is one trip through a wormhole. With WX, of course, as always, I can just... Oh, there's a wormhole there. I can always just eat gears to recover my stats, but I'm trying not to rely on that too much. So I'm going along the edge again, ignoring the signal basically, because vision on this area... Okay, there are 2 wormholes. Interesting. There is a chance... No, there are 3 wormholes, I should say. 1, 2, 3. There's a chance that the wooden thing could be on this island. If it isn't on this island, then... Well, either way, the RNG is going to be pretty bad, because there are 2 wormholes to exit from, and If I choose wrong, then I have to go back and forth, multiple times. There's Chester, but I'm going to ignore it. I'm just going to eat this. Normally I wouldn't recommend doing this. I've been doing this a lot on this run, dropping the torch. It's mainly because I need the inventory space. Before I proceed to the next island, though, I'm actually going to explore the rest of the map. I see 2 wormholes. The information given to me so far is that there are 2 wormholes. I have to go through both of them, most likely. There may be more wormholes, so I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Because backtracking, especially on Archipelago, is extremely dangerous and extremely annoying. It's also the thing. The thing is here somewhere. Gotta figure out which thing it is. That's what the signal is. I'm also going to have to do research. So, the forest biome here probably has fireflies inside of it. If it doesn't, then... what am I going to do? So there are some interesting things to consider if I don't get fireflies on this map and finish what I need to finish. The bug net I can prototype, I can bring silk to the next map. There's always grass on the next map. Oh, it is the wooden thing. Huh. Okay, interesting. There's always grass on the next map, so you're always going to have enough to make rope. That means you can make armor, it means you can make the bug net. And that's basically it for good items you can make with the rope. I guess the handbat too. Wait, no, the handbat is the sticks. It's the football helmet. Oops, football helmet, right. I'm gonna drop this here for inventory space. Unlucky, huh? This map generation is not very good. Also seems to be very few cacti. 1, 2, 3 so far. Got 3 in my inventory, so I picked them all. If you pick cacti, it's a good idea to put armor on. Night just started, that's the problem. Going through here is really dangerous because night just started. I mean, because night just started, it might be a good idea to do so. But this is a risk, so if you don't want to take this risk in your playthrough, then don't do it. Oh, it's the potato thing right away. Interesting. Well, the problem though is that I still need to explore this area regardless. Alright, so got a signal from here. So there's an island here. This is not the island, obviously. The island can't be this big. It's going to be like square. It's just a row of islands. That's why it's called Archipelago. So I'm just going to go towards the edge. I know where the edge is because this is where the other island is. I'm going to go this way. Careful not to trap yourself between the wall like that. Yeah, yeah, like that. Especially if you have no armor or if you're low on health. Oh, there's nothing there. Alright, I'm just gonna flicker. There is a worm house around here, so yeah. Flickering can be dangerous if you're near a worm house there, so keep that in mind as well. I was gonna juke backwards after I heard them moving, but I couldn't click. Savannah biome across there, so there's beefalo there if you ever need meat, but we have no way of getting there at the moment. There's a wormhole here, we don't know where it goes yet, can ignore it for now, and continue exploring the rest of this map. There's most likely only that wormhole in this map, or on this island. There's pigskin over there, there's a reason to hammer them down and get the pigskin from it. Let me think for a second. What am I bringing to the next map? Pigskin, silk. Gears, maybe? Probably. Just as a last resort. And the miner hat. Or I can just leave the miner hat to the next map. Really interesting to do that. Is there anything else worth taking? The pigskin covers armor and weapon. The silk covers fireflies. The gears cover health and sanity recovery. Alright, let's do it. Oh, let's not do it. Whoops. Well, probably should have mined some of those rocks. But those rocks are not the same degree of... Are you kidding me? What? Okay, that's fun. It's not the same degree of, like, renewability. They're not renewable because you don't get flint from them, in case I do need flint. Oh my god. Of course it starts raining on the run where I use WX. That's so fun. But I have a lot of healing items, so it's no problem. Alright, this is the renewable stuff. So let's mine this. I'm never going to use these. The rain doesn't last for too long on this map, so it's not too bad. It's not like a Cold Reception where it basically rains forever. Alright, so I'm going to make a science machine eventually. I'm going to make a bug net just to prototype it for the next map. I gotta cook the food, recover my health. Oh, what am I doing? Oops. It's the box thing. And I'm gonna make a hammer so I can hammer down those pig heads for pigskin. I may still need the axe for wood. Yeah, I think I will. Just one more tree, though. So there's a wormhole on this island. There's only one more left. This is the last island. Very low chance that there's going to be more than these islands. So I can just take it immediately. And the last thing, which is the crank thing, which will be near a pig house. That's what I'm looking for. In a savanna. It sucks that the last biome is a savanna biome, though. So it's not easy to pick out. This one was on a rocky biome, the box thing. It's also not easy to pick out. Burn this and lower my wetness quicker. I want to stop taking health as much as I can. Yeah, it's a good idea to not take damage if you can. Okay, well, do it again. It's not going down fast enough. This is how you should be utilizing flammable objects in the rocky biome. In most cases, there's nothing to actually burn for heat, for light, so you gotta make your own flammable objects to do so. Don't need that many cut grass, although I do need a straw hat, but that'll be for the next map. I'm gonna get more grass on the following map. What the? Oh, right. There was a wormhole here. No, here. Right, there are two wormholes. Never mind. I forgot about that. Alright, so this is the, yeah, I think I mentioned this earlier when I saw that there were 3 wormholes in one area. I'm gonna go back and forth and deplete my sanity even more. Caught me off guard for a second. This is one of the dangers of Archipelago. If you have to backtrack and go through the wormholes over and over again. So that's the wormhole I have to go through. This is the one I came from, I believe. There's nothing in my inventory to recover sanity. I'm just gonna drop this. Put on the football helmet, because I might run into shadow creatures. So having the defense there really helps. If you hear that wispy sound, it means a shadow creature spawned on you. I got pretty lucky this run, I think. Only went insane once. Usually it's like rapid insanity. Alright, so where is the thing? I got a signal around here, I think? So it should be close by. We'll go this direction. Oh, signal's getting weaker. It's a winter trap. There is a cactus in the savanna biome. That is uncommon. I believe it comes with this trap. That's the reason why. Okay, signal's getting weaker, so I went the wrong way. It's the last one. Yeah, I'll just cut corners and go for finish. In some cases, the trap can be useful to you as WX. If it's raining heavily, just hit the trap. If you have a way to keep yourself warm. In most cases, all you really need is a torch. But there are... It's a good risk, I think. Because rain is just so deadly to WX. It does so much damage over time. Once you switch it to winter, the rain will stop and turn into... What is it? Snow. Yeah, snow. So grab that. There's a shadow creature up here stalking me. Where is it? I guess it vanished. And that's all the things, and that should be this map. So 1, 2, 3... I dropped one on top of the wooden thing already. The only reason why I'm cutting corners, not exploring, is because it's the final thing. I know it's all I need. I know where the exit is, so I can just get out of here. And I want to get out of here. I don't like this place. In a hypothetical situation, let's say that you have no healing items, none of these items here, and all you have are blue caps. This is when you should use them, because when you have 0 sanity, you don't lose anything when you eat a blue cap. Normally you lose sanity and gain health. All I'm doing is gaining health, because I can't lose any sanity if it's at 0. And I ended up not using the tentacle spike until now. Basically shows you that you don't have to fight. I know there are a lot of people who like to fight and don't starve, but if you can avoid it, just avoid it. Hello. Good afternoon? Good afternoon. So I'm gonna drop this, eat as much as I can, because the food doesn't carry over. Top hat. Do not make the top hat. It's a very bad item to make. And I'm going to make the bug net to make a piece of rope. It's not gonna stay here. Kind of got lucky here with the RNG. The spider nests spawn on top of these, so the spiders took care of the clockworks. The spiders almost always win the war. The saying, you won the battle but not the war kind of thing. Well, the spiders win the war, and everything else wins the battle. Because they keep respawning from their nest over and over again. And they have an assist mechanic, so they swarm you, overwhelm you. I kept the axe, and the reason for that is because I need to make another fire really soon. I need to make sure that I don't forget anything before I move on. So, oops, just got this. Rebuild the fire for the next map. The alchemy engine is there for the next map as well. Am I missing anything? Can I just leave now? Oh, the tree guard is after me. Really? Really? Ah, tree guard. You don't want to do this. That's one way to kill it. Cactus flesh. One of the best ways to recover sanity. Cooked carrots. One of the best ways to recover health. And hunger. I just want to max out my stats as much as I can. Am I out of flammable objects? Is this fire actually going to sustain me for the night? Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. So I want to bring silk for the next map. I want to bring... There is some consideration for gold if I actually research gold. But I do have an alchemy engine in case I need to research anything, but I think that'll be fine. I'll bring the gears over. I'll bring the pigskin, because that's always really good. Last item is the... What did I mention before? I always forget when it comes to this. When it comes down to like the last second of doing stuff, I always forget what to do. Oh, that one's already burnt. Rip. Yeah, I could have just burnt that, I guess. What was I gonna bring? Wow. I'm at a total loss or something, for some reason. There really isn't anything to bring, is there? This is the miner. No, this is the... Yeah, this is the miner hat. This is just sustain. This is the football helmet. It's really strange when you don't get the walking cane. And if you don't have a miner hat already, it just feels off. Like you're missing something. But I don't think I'm missing anything. I'm really second-guessing myself. Guess I'll bring this. Huh. Okay, well that's Archipelago. I'm really second-guessing myself. It's so weird when you don't have the miner hat or the walking cane on the final map. Because you almost always want to have those items by, like, map 3, if possible.